Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. This video is basically going to be about how I've created the mould, the formwork to create the mould to allow me to do the fiberglassing and do my hull extension. So a mould is, in fiberglassing terms, is essentially exactly that, a mould. It's formwork that allows you to lay fiberglass on the inside of it, create the shape that you want to create, and in this case we're doing a hull extension. So the reason that I'm doing that here inside is because it's raining out there, and where we are is it's been raining quite a bit, so I haven't been able to do a lot of work on the boat. It's outside, it's not in a shed or anything, it's outside, and the weather's been shocking for the last 8 weeks or more, so I'm just doing what I can at the moment. It's taking a lot longer than I was hoping it was going to take for that very reason, and I've just got to deal with it and hope for the best. Now, the other thing that I'm doing is a lot of electrical work, so I'm starting to create the electrical systems for the boat. If you're into that, then I'm going to separate those into different folders within the channel, and you can go in there and have a look at how I've done all of my electrical work. So I hope you, if you're going to do the fiberglassing, I hope you get something out of this. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to spell out my mistakes. So I'm not a professional shipwright or a boat builder by trade. I'm a guy that just loves doing this sort of stuff. I've done quite a few boats over the years, and this one's just a little bit different. I've never considered doing YouTube before, but here I am on YouTube, hello, doing this sort of stuff. Something a little bit different anyway. So have a look at this video. The mistake that I made in this one was this here. If you have a look, let me turn the screen around. Obviously from the outboard there to the back of the boat was about 20 millimeters too short. And what that did is it created a problem with the trim. When I go to trim that engine up, then I need that extra space to make sure it comes up all the way. It was a little bit short. So it is what it is. I've fixed that, I've rectified it, and that's all good. And that's the thing I love about fiberglassing too, doing this sort of work, is if you make a mistake, 99% of the time, you can rectify it, you can fix it, you can cut it out and redo it, fix it. All right, I'm gonna show you that in that video anyway. So hope you enjoyed, hope you get something out of it. Please, if you do like this sort of content, please remember to like and subscribe, and we'll be building this thing together. So thanks guys, I hope you enjoy. So basically we're in the back of the stern of the boat. We're having a look at what used to be a transom. I've cut part of the transom out so that basically the idea is, you can see I've started to do the formwork there. That's for my mould when I get all that sorted out. I've used form ply for that, and I've used form ply for a reason. One, it's nice and smooth. Two, it's very, very solid. It's not affected by rain or water or anything. It's the same sort of stuff that concreters use out on construction sites when they're setting or laying formwork for concrete. So it's really tough stuff. It does the job well. I've been grinding all of these areas here, guys. Basically grinding that right back. Been using 24 grit paper, not paper, pads, to get a really good laminate, make sure that it bonds well to the substrate. Well guys, one of the things that we've got to get used to when we're going to be doing these old boat rebuilds and modifications is we've got to be prepared to do a lot of sanding and grinding. So what I'm doing here is I'm using 24 grit paper, and I'm sanding the old substrate back, removing all of the old flow coat and gel coat, and preparing the surface for the next bond, to make sure that when I do my next laminate, then the chemical or the resin is going to bond properly to the old substrate, and I'm not going to have any problems. Okay, so what I'm doing here, guys, is basically getting my radiuses formed along the edges, and anywhere where there's a tight bend or a 90-degree angle, don't even have to be 90 degree. If it's tight, then the fiberglass doesn't want to lay over the top of it. It'll form air pockets and create all sorts of problems later on. So what I'm doing is I'm masking it off. There's no real need to do that. It just keeps it neater. But what I'm doing is I used moulding clay here, and I've used it in the past, but the problem that we've had with moulding clay is the days have been 35 degrees Celsius and it cracked, so I had to redo it. But anyway, this shows you the process. So what I've done is basically formed the radiuses using the moulding clay, just using my fingers to get the nice curves around there. Also use little timber spoons. Little timber spoons work well, and sometimes it'll depend on the day. But after that, because the clay cracked, I had to put plasticine in over the top. Yep, good old plasticine, the stuff the kids use to make little models out of and everything. That's what I did, plasticine. So that formed all my radiuses, and it worked well. So guys, I've rocked up at the boat and I thought this is a great time to put the transom on. I'll be able to do some glassing today, but that's just not going to be the case. So I did a couple of quick measurements. I did have the transom on here, and then I measured out from the center of the transom out, and guess what, I'm about 20 mil too short. What that means is basically when the outboards go to swing up and I want to trim them up all the way, get them up out of the water, they're not going to come up out of the water, they're not going to trim up all the way. So I've got to add some. I've got to go back and I've got to add some. Basically I'm going to add 50 millimeters to these boards. I'm going to do it from the underside, and I'm basically just going to extend them. It's going to take me a little bit of time. It's probably going to throw me about a day behind, but it's got to be done. I can't have a hull extension sitting there that's just not going to be long enough, and I'm not going to get that full extension of the outboards. So, it is what it is. Two options. I can sit down and cry. Oh, I've got three options. Sit down and cry, have a beer, or get into it. I'm choosing the latter. I'm going to get into it and I'm going to fix it. So I'm going to be doing some cutting. I'm probably not going to record all of that. It's probably going to be a little bit too boring. I'll cut it all and I'll just get it all in, and then we'll have another crack at it. What I'm going to do here, guys, is I'm going to be making up a template for the transom. And what I'm using is a plastic material called corflute. I believe sign writers use it for signage, put the signs and everything on it. You know, real estate signs, everything you see at the front of a house or whatever, sometimes they're made out of this corflute plastic, nice and easy. It's one of the reasons I really like it so much is it's a little more rigid than cardboard, so it's not quite as flexible, and still easy to cut, really simple. Glue it, hot glue gun. So I've got hot glue guns ready to go here. Push him in. I've got a couple. So all I want to do is basically go on here and set up my shape that I want. Go. Now, what I've also found sometimes, if the glue takes a little bit of time to go off, is I just use little bulldog clips, whack them over there, hold together, let the glue set. So that's section there. I come up here, yep, same sort of deal. Now I've got to change the direction there, up here, where the joint is. So, there. Hot glue, push, there we go. Again, bulldog clip. Dip, 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 dog, 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 big pad, Boy Scout stuff. Ready. Some of these little ones aren't great, but there we go. That just holds it in position while the glue sets a little bit better. That's that. Look how quick it is too. Along to the next one. So that's where the next one is. Now I don't need quite that much, so I'm just going to snip a bit off. So there. I want this piece. That in there. Oopsie. Oopsie rub. Wind. Yeah, okay. You're probably not going to be hearing any of this, are you? It's going to be going with wind. Come in there to get that microphone sorted out. So basically, that's our template. I laid that down over the melamine. I'm using melamine for the back here, only because the form post is too good for me to try and handle by myself. So I just chose to use melamine just purely for weight. One of the bigger ones, just assorted shapes, assorted sizes there. So what I'm doing here is I've basically, after forming my template, I've taken it around, I've put it on top of the melamine, I've used a Sharpie or a black marker and drew around it and got my Makita circular saw out and cut it all out. It took a little bit of time, but that's just why I put it in fast motion, but well worth it. It fit very, very well. So basically, that's our template. I laid that down over the melamine. I'm using melamine for the back here, only because the form post is too good for me to try and handle by myself. So I just chose to use melamine just purely for weight. Oh my! There we go. So that's going to be it. That fits nice and snug. I'm very happy with that. You can see it's followed the lines of the tines. Everything else I'm going to have to obviously do a bit more cutting, get the angles right, get it all into position, glue it in, and go from there. So there you go, everybody. That's pretty much how I've created the formwork for the mold. And because of the weather that we've got at the moment, I'm sitting in my office, I can't really get out there and do anything. So it's going to have to wait for a little while. I'm hoping that I might get a little bit of a break in the weather next week. Then I can go out and create my templates, cut some of the bulkheads and some of the stringers and everything, get them basically to the point where they're ready to go in for when the weather settles itself down and I can get an opportunity to get out there and start doing some laminating and some glass work. It's going to take some time. I'm prepared to just accept the fact that I've got to wait for it. I can't do anything about rain. You know, it's just, what do you do? So, all right, so that's it for this video. Again, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. I hope, you know, if you're doing a project like this, then you can change it, modify it, do whatever you want for your boat. You might get some ideas, you can do it better. Excellent. But that's how I've done it for now. I'm using professional designs for the structural element of it to make sure that those outboard don't fall off the back of the boat when I'm out at 100 mile out at sea or something. I don't want that to happen. That'd be bad. That'd be really bad. So thank you guys. If you got this far, thank you very much. Thanks for watching this video, and please, if you enjoy the content, please just subscribe and